What is good, YouTube? It is your boy LT Reactions, back with another video for me. And today I am back in the new room that I told you about. This is the new house. Yeah, so today's video we're going to be doing some Reddit story reactions. We're going to be reacting to some Reddit stories on YouTube. It's like basically just a story someone told, and it's just really just, you know, they just use AI to make it into a video. Well, yeah, somebody puts a gameplay behind it, and they just put like captions or whatever, and they use AI voices to make dialogue and all that. So then it becomes a AI Reddit story. You know what I'm saying? Got the Looney Tunes, the new Legacy, the newest Space Jam one.
This is not a banger. This is not a banger.
I would have wanted to get the old Space Jam t-shirts. I don't know if they had those. We'll check later. But yeah, without further ado, let's get into this video. Let that intro play.
Tell you why, I'll tell you why.
Break it down, bring it back, make it clap. All the guys move out. It's online, and you know they come strong. What is not 45, smoking past, I know. How you fucking with me, sorry, the greatest in love.
Alright, so first one we're going to be reacting to is Mother demanded I hand over my house to my house because my little sister is pregnant and needs it more than me. Okay, so we're about to get into this right now.
My entitled mother demanded I hand over my house to her because my little sister is pregnant and needs it more than me. I, 31M, have a sister, 28F, that has honestly been the golden child to my mother but not my father for as long as I can remember. My parents divorced when I was a teenager because my mother cheated with an old high school ex-boyfriend and has always been controlling, manipulative and narcissistic. And sadly my sister was like her little me. Our mother also seemed to believe she had total authority over me any time she so much as snapped her fingers. She'd snap them and order me around like a dog. It was demeaning. And my sister always backed her up too. So no surprise I went to live with my dad full time after our parents split while my sister stayed with mom. The two of them were very alike. And both pretty much stopped speaking with my father unless it was about money. Though I'm more like my dad. My father was very business oriented and started teaching me how to do his line of work as soon as I was 16. I got pretty good at it. And after 12 years of working for my father I was made a partner in his company. Things were great. But then about 8 months ago tragedy struck. My father had become somewhat immunocompromised due to being a heavy smoker for much of his life and died at only 60 years old after he caught C-19. I met my mother and sister for the first time in years after we had a socially distanced funeral for my father over video call. My father was cremated by his own request and buried in a local cemetery. So there was no body or casket. My sister seemed to grieve, but my mother looked indifferent the entire time. Though I honestly was not surprised. The last time she saw my father she screamed at him that he owed her more money, and then threatened to sue him. To which he just laughed at her. He'd paid alimony and child support as long as he was legally mandated to, and no more than that. And he even put $30K toward my sister's college fund. But 10 years after the divorce he was no longer legally required to send mom money anymore because of the judge's ruling. And she's by no means broke. She works the same job she has had for nearly 3 decades, fully owns the old family home we used to share, and even rents out 2 of the rooms in it to Airbnb regularly. She's by no means—
Okay, so if she rents out the rooms through Airbnb, she don't really need that house. She don't really need his house, you know what I'm saying? Because the house was left to him and not the mom. And okay, yeah, she could be mad about it that it wasn't left to her, but you know, it's like when your husband finds out that you've been cheating on him and you just want him for his money, of course they're not gonna leave nothing to you, because that's just gonna show you like they knew the whole time that what was going on the whole time. That means they're showing you they knew exactly what was going on. So you weren't slick at all. So he just led you on in the marriage. It was like, okay, she want to do this to me. I'm gonna retaliate. I'm gonna make sure when I write my will, you ain't getting nothing out of it at all. I'm giving it all to my son, and I'm not getting anything to my daughter because she acts just like you. She's just gonna live her life wanting dudes for their money. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, so I mean, I understand why he did that. I would have done the same thing because I'm like, bro, you can't go around just like living your life, messing with men just for their money and all that. That's what girls nowadays do to this day. It's weird. Like if a nigga got money, let that nigga use his money. If he wants to give you some of that money, he'll give you some of that money when he wants to. You don't have to be begging for it. You don't have to be asking for it. And then when he doesn't give it to you, you don't have to go crazy about it. It's not that deep. You know what I'm saying? Let's keep going with this.
Hurting for money. Sometime after the funeral my dad's will was read. Apparently he'd figured that if his heavy smoking didn't eventually do him in, something else would. And even joked about it in a pre-recorded video. I was pretty much willed nearly all of his assets from most of his money to his business and home. He left my sister a car, 2015 Nissan Altima, and about $10K in cash. My mother only got $1,000 and a few other items that she'd been claiming were rightfully hers since the divorce. Beyond that I got the rest. And my girlfriend now lives with me in the house my father passed down to me. My sister pretty much went from finishing 2 years of community college to living off her boyfriend and only working part-time online for several years. And during that time she got pregnant.
Okay, so she's living off her boyfriend. Okay. See, I told you the daughter was going to turn out just like the mother. She's living off her boyfriend. I don't know if she loves her boyfriend or not, you know what I'm saying? But all I hear is she's living off the boyfriend, you know what I'm saying? She doesn't have a job. She doesn't do anything. She just expects the boyfriend to take care of her for her whole life. No, there's a lot of women out here. They'll try to tell you, I'm an independent woman. I don't need a man to take care of me. I don't need a man to pay for everything. But at the end of the day, there's another side of women where it's like, I want a man to take care of me for the rest of my life so I don't have to do nothing. You can't, like, in the words of LeBron James, you can't be great without putting in that work.
We're gonna get him out of here.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, you can't expect something. You can't expect to be given something and you ain't did the work to get that something. You know what I'm saying? It's like, it's just weird, bro. Let's keep going. Let's go.
For a traumatic miscarriage. I wasn't aware till after the funeral because we were practically no contact and no one else told me. When lockdown hit, her boyfriend's job started downsizing little by little and eventually he was only able to stay on part-time, which hampered hers and his finances to the point he was finally telling her she needed to look for better employment as well since he was trying to find a second job. And then she got pregnant. She claims her and her BF were careful, but calls it her miracle baby. One evening I got an unexpected knock at my door. And when
y'all was real careful with it though.
By both my mother
for real.
They both walked right in without even asking and made themselves comfortable in my living room. My girlfriend and I shared a look of confusion and I asked why they'd come by. My sister was giggling and looking all over, opening doors and seemingly giving herself a tour of my home. My mother had just plopped herself down on my sofa and snapped her fingers while demanding a cold bottled water. My GF got the water for her and I asked what they were here for.
Hold on, so you gonna pull up to his house, start snapping your fingers like he lives with you still? Ain't no way you're gonna be doing that up in my house. There's no way. And my girlfriend ain't getting you that water you asked for either, so you might as well just give it up. You might as well just get out of my house at this point, because it's like, one, you walk into my house without even asking. I didn't even invite you in. We was gonna have a talk, of course, but you could have talked on the porch. And then you coming into my house that my father gave me, put it under my name, and then you just like start snapping your fingers at people like you own the place. There's no way you're gonna do that in my house. There's no way you're gonna do that in my house or anybody else's house, because they'll just kick you out automatically. If it's a woman, they'll smack the hell out you. If it's a man, they'll tell you to get out. Me, I'm telling your ass to get out. Let's keep going with this shit, bro.
My sister seemed all giddy and just ignored me to continue snooping around my home. And before long I heard her yell from down the hall, "Mommy, it's perfect." Yes. She still calls her mommy. My mother finally spoke up and said, "Well, I think it's time to did your brotherly duty." To which I was like, "What?" My mother then proceeded to say, "Now that your father has passed, this house should have gone to me since I was his only spouse. But you can still fix this. You make plenty of money and could just buy a new house. Your sister needs this one so much more since she's the one with a baby on the way. But if you're so determined on staying, you could just keep to one room and cover all of the bills until you decide to move out." My GF and I read enough Reddit to know exactly where this is going. And how it'd play out if I let it go on. So I guess you could say we were mentally prepared. I took a deep breath and stated aloud, "That's not fucking happening."
Yes, sir. You know what I'm saying? I told you. That's not happening. You're not taking my house. Just because my sister needs a house to stay at, you know what I'm saying? No, she can stay with her boyfriend. It's called get a damn job. Get a job and pay the bills for the house that you and your boyfriend are living in. You don't, like, that's what happens when you raise a child to become spoiled, you know what I'm saying? Because for instance, if I was to get my own house, and if my mom or my stepdad try to tell me my little sister needs this house because she's having a baby and it has a lot of rooms in it, I'll be like, so you gonna tell me to leave my house because my sister wants to raise her baby, a single baby, in a big ass house? You got me fucked up. There ain't no way I'm doing that dumb shit. You might as well help her go find an apartment, because since it's just gonna be her and the baby, you might as well get her a 2-bedroom at that. Like, just get her, like, or you can get her a 1-bedroom apartment where the baby has a crib next to her bed, so that she can always keep an eye on the baby. There's no way I'm giving up a house. There's no way I'm giving up a house that I live in just for somebody else to stay in. There's no way. Only time I'll ever do that is if I'm moving out the house. If I'm moving out the house, oh yeah, you can take the house if you want it when I'm moving out. You ain't taking it while I'm living in it. So if you want to wait till I move out, be my guest, because I'm going to be here for a while.
Me around. Especially not in my own goddamn home. Yes, I make plenty of money. But like Dad, I'm gonna save it for when I really need it. Not that you care. My mother started snapping her fingers at me like she used to and loudly stated, "Stop. I am your mother. And you will do as I say because I brought you into this world, and I'm the one in charge here. And as far as you're concerned, I am God. That means when I say jump, you say how high. This house is rightfully mine. And your sister will live here."
She says she's what? She says she's what? Oh no, you playing with God's name for real. You playing with God's name for real. Ain't no way you gonna talk about some basically I'm God. Ain't no way. There's no way. Cause no, you're not. You're not. Cause if you were God, he would have been out that house. He knows you're not a God. He knows you're not a God or God, so he's gonna stay there because it's his house. And him and his girlfriend are living there. Stupid. Don't do that again.
Consider this your formal eviction. But since I'm gracious, I'll give you 2 weeks to pack your bags and transfer the deed to me. In the back of my mind I'm thinking this can't be real. But then I just grabbed my cell phone and started dialing. My mother quickly stood up and yelled, "What are you doing?" And I retorted, "I'm doing what I should have done as soon as this shit started. I'm calling the cops to get you out of my fucking house."
Type
She
shit.
started
Type
swiping
shit.
at me and managed to knock my phone out of my hands. Then she proceeded to try and stomp on it. But I was quick enough to snatch it up before she could. That's fucking it. "If you don't leave, I will force you out myself." My mother proceeded to slap me across the face, and I returned the favor twice as hard backhanded. So much so I ended up knocking her back down onto the couch. She held.
He knocked her ass back on the couch. He said, nigga hit a haha. David says, "Sit your ass down, big fella." Like, ain't no way you just gonna come into my house, try to take over everything. You know what I'm saying? Then when I'm about to call the cops on you to get you removed from my house, you want to start swinging at me? I have the right to protect my house. I will swing back. He gave her that backhand. He gave her that pimp slap and said, "Sit down." Let's see what she said. Let's see what she did after that. Because I mean, it's like she can't do much after she gets a whole pimp slap to the face, backhanded. That's knuckle right there. And it was so hard she hit the couch. I don't condone women abuse at all. Just to clarify, I don't condone it. Not at all. Let's keep going.
her hand over her reddening and smeared makeup face in total shock. And then yelled, "How dare you?" I went back to dialing on my phone and said that if she didn't leave, I would have police come and remove her by force. My sister came barreling in between us, holding her arms out and saying that I should just do the right thing for once in my life and be a good big brother. I snapped and said, "Oh really? I'm the bad sibling. Last I checked I was the one who's had to work for a living since I was a teenager. I had to do all the chores in the house while you just sat on your ass playing video games or talking with your friends all day. And you used to steal my hard-earned money just to go out shopping after you spent all of your allowance. You're a complete mooch and thief. So I don't owe you shit. Now both of you get out before I decide to dial this last number." My sister started to tear up crying like a baby and said, "Mommy, make him stop." My mother began hugging her and kissing her cheeks while giving me a death glare. Then she seemed to think she'd gotten smart and said, "You know, if you do call the police I can just tell them that you hit me. And who knows, I could maybe say to everyone you wanted to do a lot worse to a poor pregnant girl in need."
Yeah, you could tell them that, but you don't think him being the type of person he is, he already knows how you are, so he's already planned ahead for that. He's already planned ahead for that. He's not stupid.
I don't think that it'd be a very good thing for your I cut her off with a raised hand and said, just stop. If you haven't noticed, my girlfriend over there has had her phone out recording almost this whole time. And that means we have recorded evidence of you assaulting me first and openly stating you'd lie to police. I don't think that it'd be so good for your reputation at your job.
Oh
or
shit!
your little
Wow.
Airbnb. If looks could kill, my mother would have blew me up like a tactical nuke. But she quickly deflated and started dragging my crying sister out by the arm. My sister was somehow acting like a complete toddler and broke loose of our mother's grip to sit down on my porch step and have a tantrum. I just gave my mother a look and said, do you see now? This is the result of the spoiled way you raised her. She glared at me again, and then I was treated to a show of my mother trying to drag my sister off of my porch steps. But she latched onto the porch handrails and kept saying, you promised me. Over and over again. I let out a cackle and told them both from the door to never come back. My mother flipped me the bird and then went back to trying to drag my sister off the porch. It took a few minutes, but she finally got my sister to get up and leave with her by saying, I am a cruel, heartless bastard who will go to hell for this. I laughed some more and said that there's also a special place in hell for liars and narcissists who try to manipulate others to get their way. My mother clenched her fists and was about to say more
big
when I
facts.
just held
That's
up my
big facts.
smartphone again with it recording and said the clock is ticking.
I know I didn't unmute myself when I said that. I didn't unmute myself intentionally. Because I'm just sitting here making sure y'all can hear the video and I'm not talking over it, you know what I'm saying? And then also I'm muting my mic because of the overlay when I go back to edit because I don't have my headphones in. So there's going to be some overlay.
Get off my property. My mother then walked my sister to the car, gave me one last snooty look and drove off. I thought that was the end of it. But letting things go was never something my mother would do. After a few days I started getting messages from people I know and some relatives online. A lot of them were furious with me, but others just had questions about what was going on. I tried to check my FB, but couldn't see it.
So a lot of his family members were furious because he didn't give his sister his house that his father left for him. I'm hearing a lot of him in this sentence and his in this sentence. And in this story. So it belonged to him and the sister wants the house. The mom's trying to get him to give her the house. And it's not happening because it's his house. And she thinks just because they were married that she automatically can tell him what to do with the house. I was gonna call her a female dog, but I'm not going to. But listen, like I said earlier, your husband found out you were having an affair with him, and you only wanted him for the money. He didn't put your name in not one of them pages on his will. Sorry to tell you, but I'm not sorry to tell you actually, but he didn't put your name in not one of those papers. So there's no way he's gonna, no. I wouldn't do that. What are you talking about? There's no way.
Anything they were saying because this bastard who stole the house that was meant to be both blocked me on their social media. But my girlfriend could still see everything because they kept their profiles set to open. We screenshotted everything and then printed some of it out. Both of their profiles had posts that called me a greedy, heartless bastard who stole the house that was meant to be my sister's inheritance right out from under her by paying off the lawyer who handled Dad's will. Which is a complete and utter lie, and they both know it. I called my lawyer, who was also my father's lawyer and a trusted family friend, and gave him copies of all the screenshots from FB and the video my girlfriend had recorded the day my mother demanded my house. He wanted to just write a formal C&D, but I wanted to take it further than that. And he sent them a letter I told him to write via express mail that had to be signed for. So I know they got it. My mother called me in an absolute fury the same day the letter was delivered. I told her that if she and my sister didn't redact all of the untrue social media posts they made about me and tell the absolute truth, I'd send all of the information I have to the whole family, her boss, and upload the videos we'd recorded of her online. And then I'd sue her on top of it. She called me.
Oh, he said, fuck your life. I'm gonna fuck up your whole life. I'm gonna fuck up your whole life. All the things you done did in your life. All the good you done did. Hold on, wait a minute. All the good you done did. It's gone. It's wraps. It's over. It's over. I'm sorry. It's over. Let me know in the comments below if you want me to do some more of these Reddit reactions. You know what I'm saying? Because this is a 9 minute and 52-second reaction video. You know what I'm saying? But the recording that I'm doing is 17 minutes, and I usually try to keep my reaction videos under 30 minutes. The gaming channel though, which you should definitely subscribe to, the gaming channel, those videos can go on for about at least like 20 minutes or at least an hour. So you should definitely head over to the gaming channel. Head over to the music channel if you want to hear some new songs. I got a new song dropping on the YouTube channel in a few days. So stay tuned for that as well. Let's keep going.
Reasonable. And that she just did what she did for my sister's sake. and then went into a full-blown lecture reiterating her belief that my sister still needs my house more than me. I bluntly stated I didn't care what she thought. And if she didn't redact everything and tell the truth, I'd make sure her career would be over. She begrudgingly said fine. You win. Have it your way and keep the fucking house. Before hanging up the phone. That very evening all of the lying posts disappeared from both their profiles. I was unblocked, and my mother gave me and everyone else a half-assed apology claiming she jumped the gun with everything she said because she thought my sister needed my house more than me because she's broke and
And
pregnant.
next thing you know, she finds out there was no baby to begin with. And then the daughter just didn't want to get a job. Her boyfriend told her, get a job. Get a job so we can both pay the bills, you know what I'm saying? But she didn't want to get a job to pay the bills, so she pretended she was pregnant. And I also find it weird how she said her and her boyfriend were safe, but yet they had a miracle baby. How do you have safe sex and still have a baby? The condom didn't rip. Hopefully not. But it didn't rip. So there's no way.
But the house was rightfully mine according to my father's will, and she knew that even before my father passed away. So she had no right to try and claim it. As for my sister, she also apologized, but more or less just parroted everything our mother said while claiming she just went along with her ideas. And then she blamed what she did all on our mother and her pregnancy hormones. The replies poured in for some time on both my mother and sister's profiles. Many furious with them for trying to take my house. I got a lot messages of sorries and my bads from those who'd previously...
Exactly. Like, now y'all looking stupid because you sat there and believed the mother and daughter when you ain't even really had the full evidence or know the full story of what happened. That's why I don't like social media like that, because it's like y'all can sit there and believe all you want, but then when the evidence is placed right in front of you, you're either looking stupid or you're either in denial that that evidence is forged or someone edited it and it's fake. Y'all just don't know when to quit. Y'all just don't know what's real or what's not. Y'all just don't know how to just give up and let shit be what it is. You know what I'm saying?
Believed her. But all it really did was show me who was more on her side to begin with, since they were all believing her nonsense so quickly. They were mostly people from her side of the family anyway. No one on my father's side believed her at all, and openly said so. My sister and her boyfriend ended up moving in with our mother to save money, but she put them in the basement to keep her Airbnb running. And my sister started crying on social media that she can't live upstairs. And I'm pretty sure the two of them were fighting with each other, because all my sister did after that is complain online. And my mother barely posted anything on her SM anymore because of the previous stunt she'd tried.
Shit, that's what happens. That's what happens. It's that simple. You fucked up. Well, that's going to be it for today's video for me. If you like the video, make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what your favorite part of the video down in the comments below. And let me know if you want, like I said earlier, let me know if you want me to do some more Reddit story reactions, and I will definitely do those for you guys. You know what I'm saying? I'll find some good Reddit stories, or you guys can find me at my Twitter. I'll put the Twitter on the side over here, right here. Yeah, right here. And you guys can send me some Reddit stories you find on YouTube or TikTok. You can save the video, and put it on you can either put the link in the tweet, tag me in it, tag me with let's see, what should the hashtag be? The hashtag will be LT Reddit story reacts on your Twitter post when you post those short Reddit stories, and I will definitely make sure to get to those. And you will also get a shout out when I choose one that I really like. All right. And also, for the ones that I don't react to, of course, you guys are gonna get a reaction for yours that you sent in soon. So don't be discouraged. Don't be sad that I didn't watch it yet. I'm definitely going to watch it sometime soon. All right. Like I always say, peace. We good. We gone. And we out. I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.